All right, you're gonna laugh when I say this, but I've been a financial advisor for 16 plus years, and even some of my biggest months where I took home some pretty fat checks, that still doesn't compare to the day that I made my first $100 online. I know it sounds weird, but it is the truth. There was something about getting a check from Google, getting my first Google Adsense check in the mail that just blew me away, because I was like, I made money on the internet. Like it blew me away. Even though I was making six figures as a financial advisor, making that first $100 online was a game-changing moment for me.
Yes! That's awesome.
And it began an amazing journey that I am just so grateful for. But today, what I want to share with you is not just that first $100. I want to share 21 ways that I have made $100 online, because I want to show you that if you're interested in making $100 on the side, if you're interested in making $100 using online strategies, it is possible, and that's what we're going to look at today. So let's find out what these 21 ways are right now. All right, before I tell you about these 21 ways I've been able to make $100 online, I feel like I should probably give you some context first. So if you're new to the YouTube channel, my name is Jeff Rose. I've been a financial planner for over 16 years. About 10 years ago, I started a blog. When I started this blog, it was purely a marketing tool for my financial planning practice. I didn't know anything about online marketing. I didn't know anything about SEO, search engine optimization. I was not, didn't have a Facebook account, was not on Twitter, didn't even have MySpace at the time.
I have 100,000 friends on MySpace. Yes. Isn't that great? I have so many friends on the computer.
I was oblivious to the fact that you could make money online. Luckily, I met a few mentors along the way that showed me that I could make not just $100 online, that I could make a full-time living offline, even more than I would make for my financial planning practice. But I was still just trying to accept the fact that I could make extra money on the side. And to make that first $100 was, like, as I mentioned, it just was such a mindset shift for me, because the only way that I knew to make money was to go out and get new clients. Like, that's the only way that anyone had ever told me, anybody ever taught me. So to be introduced to a whole new concept, a whole new world, I was just dancing. I was just, woo, I was excited. Anyway, sorry, a little too excited. But what I want to show you today is the 21 ways that I've been able to make at least $100 online. But here's the crazy thing is that, yes, I'm sharing 21 ways, but these aren't the only 21 ways that exist, because I have so many other friends that are in the online space that are making a killing, and they are utilizing other methods that I'm not even sharing in this 21 ways. So that is the beauty of having an online business, is that you have so many options, so much freedom, so much flexibility to kind of just go the direction that you are best suited for, that you are just engaged with, that you understand, and that you just enjoy. Before I get onto that tangent, we're going to talk about what these 21 ways are right now. All right, the first one, as I mentioned, is Google Adsense. So when I started my blog, I had a lot of restrictions because I was a financial advisor, had to change up the way that I was structured later on. But initially, the only thing that I could really do was Google AdSense. So Google AdSense, you set up a free account with Google. They'll give you the code that you copy and paste, and you put that into your website. And basically, Google does the rest. So when I finally added Google AdSense to my blog, the blog had been alive, had been going for about 6 months. So I had 6 months of content before I even put any ads there to begin with. And after posting the ads, after copy and pasting that code from Google AdSense, I was able to get my first $100 payout. I believe it was in about 3 months, maybe 4 months from there. So we're talking, I was blogging for 9 months before I made that first $100 check. Now, I have a lot of people have commented on other videos. I have another video where I talk about how to make that first $1,000 online if you want to check that out. But I get a lot of comments on that video asking, how did you get $100? How did you make so much with Google AdSense? Other than the content that I was posting, you also have to realize that I am in the personal finance investing niche. So the advertising partners they're willing to pay a lot more. Investment firms, banks, they're willing to pay a little bit more than if you were in like the food niche or the fashion niche. So I think that's one of the reasons why I was able to get that first $100 from Google AdSense so quickly compared to others that have other blogs in different niches. All right, the second way I was able to make $100 was via text links. So what exactly is a text link? So all a text link is, if you're ever reading an article, doesn't matter if it's on a blog, an online newspaper, wherever, and if there is a link inside that post, inside that article that links out to another article, that is a text link. So what I didn't realize is that there are tons of companies that were willing to pay to get a link back to their site. And they're willing to pay $100, $200, $500, up to $1,000, maybe even more, depending on what that niche was. So in the beginning, I didn't really know about text links, and when somebody was willing to pay me $100 for me to link out to them, I was like, okay, sure, I'll link out to you. It's $100. Pay me my $100. Now, what I didn't realize is that that is against Google's terms of service, and if they were to learn of that, if you're doing that on a consistent basis, your site is going to get banned. They're going to block you. You're going to get hit hardcore. I've seen a lot of people that build businesses on selling text links or selling text links on their blogs, on their sites, and they got demolished in Google to where basically their site was blacklisted. So that is not a long-term strategy, but it is a way that if you have a blog and you have content, there are advertising partners that are willing to pay you to link out to them. I wouldn't do that a lot, but you could do it ever so often to make a little extra money on the side. All right, the third way was via a sponsored post. So this is similar to a text link, but it's a little bit more legit in the sense that you actually are telling your readers, you're telling Google that this is a sponsored post. Typically, there are backlinks to the company that is sponsoring that post, and these companies are willing to pay you a good fair amount of money to have a sponsored post published on your site. In the beginning, I think I was making anywhere between $100 to $200 for a sponsored post, and I just kept jacking up my rates because I thought, you know what, if people are willing to pay it, I'm going to deposit that check. So I went from like $200 to $300 to $500 to $1,000 to where now we don't publish a sponsored post on our site unless they're paying at least $5,000 or more, depending on who that company is. Now, the one thing with sponsored posts is that you want to make sure that it is a company that you believe in, that your values align. Because if you're just publishing content that's sponsored by a company that you don't even use, that you don't even know anything about, like your readers, your community are going to, they're going to backlash on you. I mean, they're going to come after you because they know exactly what you're doing. I think in this world, like sponsorships are great, right? Like some of our favorite athletes are sponsored. Sponsors have a place in the marketplace, but just make sure that whoever that sponsor is, like I said, it's a company that you know about them, you believe in their values, you know what they offer. Don't just be adding sponsored content to companies that you don't even know how to pronounce their name. Number 4 is affiliate marketing. Now, affiliate marketing is by far one of the most lucrative ways that you can make money online. When I was finally able to restructure my business and start adding affiliates to my blog, that's when I saw my income increase exponentially. So for my blog, affiliates could be online brokerages, online banks, any sort of investment places, insurance places. So these types of companies pay very good money if you are an affiliate for them. I can remember my income almost doubling in less than 3 months when I was able to add affiliates on top of the Google ads that I had on my blog. Like, it was just mind-blowing. But affiliates is another way that you can make money on your site, on your blog, and one of the ways I made $100. In fact, there are some companies that will pay you $100 for a conversion. We're talking one conversion. If you get one person to sign up for that product or that service and you get paid $100, like, you just got that $100 off that one person. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Number 5 is display ads. Now, display ads are very similar to Google Ads, Google AdSense, but the difference with Google Ads is that typically the reader has to click on that ad for you to make money. So the person actually has to take action and click on that link. If they don't click, typically you don't get paid. So with display ads, this is typically another company that is running, I would think of it as like billboards that you see on the side of the road or side of the highway. So these are display ads, online billboards on your site. So with display ads, you're not getting paid for the click, you're getting paid just for the number of times that ad is displayed. So if you get people to visit your site over and over and over again, you're getting paid for that ad to be showed to them. They don't have to click it, they don't have to do anything, they just have to see it. So the more traffic you get, more you're gonna make with display ads. Number 6 is writing articles or writing blog posts for other sites, otherwise known as freelance writing. So the reason I wanted to do freelance writing was I wanted to write for bigger sites than mine. I wanted to grow my readership. I wanted to grow my online brand and just get my name out there. So I was willing to write for another site as long as they were bigger than mine and they were willing to pay me for it. So one of the first sites that I wrote for was a much bigger site, and they were willing to pay me $150 an article to write for them. Now at the time, $150 wasn't a lot of money. It was more about just increasing the brand and increasing online awareness of what I was up to, of my site, and getting those coveted backlinks to there. But as you can see, you can get paid to write. And I know freelance writers that are making more than $150 an article. They're making $500, $1,000, sometimes a couple $1,000 just to write one article. In fact, I know of a blogger that is a freelance writer. She does this full time and she makes over 6 figures a year just writing for other sites. That's all she does. Her name is Holly Johnson. You can check out her course where she talks about how you can make 6 figures becoming a freelance writer. And she's not the only one that I've known that's been able to do this. You can make a killing writing for others. Just writing content, writing blog posts. It can be done. It's amazing. Number 7 was getting new clients for the practice. As I mentioned, when I started this blog, the whole point for me was to get new clients for my financial planning practice. But to get new clients, I mean, typically if you are marketing yourself, you have referrals, you can do seminars, you can do cold calling, you can do traditional advertising in a newspaper or radio ads. Trust me, I have tried them all. But the cool thing with starting this blog was, guess what? I was getting new clients that were coming to my site. So if you have some sort of service-based business and you have a blog, you have a way to market yourself online, you can get new clients. That's why they call it online marketing. So if you're a chiropractor, if you're a fitness coach, if you're a freelance writer, if you are an executive coach, whatever, a life coach, you can have a blog, produce content, and drive new clients back to your service-based business. Number 8 is coaching. So in this case, I'm not talking about financial coaching. I'm talking about financial advisors that were interested in learning how to become online marketers like myself, that wanted to start a blog, that wanted to utilize online marketing to grow their practice. And even though they didn't know me, they discovered me because of Twitter, because other people sharing my content. So they wanted to reach out to me and understand how I did what I did. So initially I started just taking these calls and answering all their questions. And I would sometimes talk to these people for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, because I enjoyed it so much. But then it came to the point where I just didn't have any extra time in the day, and I couldn't just sit on the phone talking to complete strangers that I didn't even know if they were going to take action in the information I was giving them. So I started charging a consulting fee or a coaching fee. And initially it started off at $100 an hour, went up to $200, went up to $500, then it went up to over $1,000 an hour for my time. So if you are an expert in some niche, people are reaching out to you, if they are texting you, if they are Facebook messaging you, and they want to, quote, pick your brain, it is time to start charging them some sort of coaching or consulting fee, because picking your brain is just another way of saying is that I want free information and I don't want to pay you for it. You deserve to get paid. Start off charging at least $100 an hour and get what you are paid. Get what you are paid and what you deserve. All right, number 9 is selling leads. So for me, how this all started was I started a second site called lifeinsurancebyjeff.com. And the whole point there was to get life insurance leads that I and my junior advisor in my practice would sell them online. So we were generating leads. It got to the point where we had so many leads that we couldn't handle them all. So upon further research and just a few strategic connections, I found that there were insurance companies that were willing to pay for these leads. And they would pay anywhere between $35, $50 on up to $100 per lead. And it just opened my eyes again that, look, here we go. We have another way that we can monetize online business, online marketing. So with that, I also realized that there are other companies that are willing to pay for auto insurance leads or Medicare leads. Like, it's just crazy the potential that is out there. But I was able to make $100, at least $100, just by selling leads for those interested in buying life insurance. And then it just grew from there. All right, number 10 is digital products. Now, this is something that I do not have a lot of. I actually only have technically 2 digital products. I'll talk about number 11, the next one, here next. So digital products for me, the only digital product I have right now, and that will soon change, is If you join my Make 1K challenge, where I show you how to start a blog and get set up to make your first $1,000 from blogging, you can check that out at make1kchallenge.com. So if you sign up for that free email challenge, I have a $7 upgrade that is some PDFs, a behind the scenes video, one of my top affiliates, and that is $7. So like that is my digital product. It's a $7 product. Woo! But here's the cool thing is that I set that thing up over a year ago. It might even be 2 years ago now. And it still makes me between $1,500 and $2,000 a month passively. Yes, passively. I don't do anything with it. It's pretty crazy. And why it's the only product I have, I don't know. That is for another video. Anyway, it makes you realize how much money you're leaving on the table sometimes. One day I'll figure that out when I grow up. So a digital product could be a PDF, it could be an email course, it could be a variety of things, it could be a video series. There are tons of digital products out there. Another digital product which I have is an online course. And as of right now, I only have one of these and that will also change. So for me, my online course is called the Online Advisor Growth Formula. And this is my step A to Z on how I grew my online brand using online marketing to grow my financial planning practice. My target client here was financial advisors, and I've had people willing to pay on up to $3,500 for the top package to be a part of this course. So when you see other YouTubers and other content marketers that are selling courses, like it is a legit business, just make sure that you deliver the goods, because if you pay top dollar for a course and all you deliver is crap, you're going to lose street cred pretty quick. So make sure that you bring the good stuff. Make sure you bring it. All right, number 12, we're gonna kind of go back to a little bit more traditional here, going back to me being a financial planner. But number 12 was investment gains and dividends from my online investments. So like anybody out there, you can set up an online account, you can start buying ETFs, you can start buying stocks, you can start trading mutual funds. I wouldn't actually trade mutual funds, more like stocks, but anyway, you get the point. So I've been able to make at least $100 off capital gains, off dividends on some of my stock and mutual fund and ETF investments. In fact, you can actually watch another video where I talk about how I was able to make over $100,000 tax-free using a little known strategy, kind of called the Roth IRA conversion, but anyway, I kind of give it away. You can go check out that video so you can learn more about it. Now, as much as I love online business, and I believe you should start some sort of online business, obviously, since I'm doing this video, I also think it's very important to have traditional investments as part of your overall investment strategy. So if that's mutual funds, ETFs, individual stocks, whatever that is, I think you need to have it. And there are so many different online options nowadays that you have zero excuses. So if that is an Ally Financial, an E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, apps like Robinhood or Acorns, there are so many different investment options that I'm tired of the excuses. Go out and invest. Rant over. All right, moving on. So another way I've been able to make $100 online is utilizing peer-to-peer lending. And I talk about peer-to-peer lending, especially Lending Club, and a few other videos. You can go check those out. Peer-to-peer lending, I won't get on a soapbox about it, but it is another way where instead of people going to the bank to get a loan, now they are going to us, fellow peers, to invest into microloans. So basically you are crowdfunding different loans for different people all across the United States. Pretty cool strategy, makes you more than you're gonna make at a local bank. Check out those videos if you want to learn more about it. The next strategy I've been able to make $100 online is crowdfunding real estate investing. So there are a lot of different companies out there. The one that I have started with and still like to this day is Fundrise. So with Fundrise, all you have to do is add money to the account, and then the Fundrise team will take care of those investment strategies for you. So they have commercial real estate, they have housing, they have it all, and they manage those properties for you, and then they pay you the dividend, pay you the interest on that. For those that want to get started investing into real estate but don't know how, they're a little scared, they're a little bit skittish to get started, utilizing a company like Fundrise to get your feet wet, I think is an amazing strategy. It is super simple. You can start an investment account with as low as $500 with them. Like, it is so cheap, it's ridiculous how easy it is. So that is another option that's made me $100 online. If you're wondering why I stopped saying the number of what option we're on, it's because I forgot. I don't know where we're at right now. I hope that my video editor knows what number we're on, because I don't. Okay, moving on. All right, the next one is sponsored social shares. So similar to sponsored posts, now we're just talking about having a sponsor pay you to share something about them on your social media channel. So this could be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whoever this company is, they're willing to pay as you, the influencer, to share about their product. Now, I don't do a lot of this. I have done some, but my wife, she gets paid pretty good money just to talk about home furnishings like couches and rugs and kids' clothes. Like it's almost funny to me what people will pay. And you get free product, like you just really can't lose. And this is such a lucrative business, like it is so crazy. Obviously you have the Kardashians that are sharing everything and they're getting paid. Trust me, they're getting paid. They're getting paid a lot of money just to talk about some stupid drink or an outfit or whatever they're sharing. But it's even crazier when it comes closer to home. So you can check out the Minority Mindset YouTube channel where he shares that he was offered $150 just to share about some cryptocurrency company that he didn't even understand what they did or how they made money. But even still, they were willing to pay him $150 just to share about their company. Now, he didn't do it because he didn't believe in that company, the values didn't align with him. Good job for that, because how hard would that be turned down 150 G's just to share something? But if you have a platform, if you have an audience, there are people willing to pay you just to share on your social media channel. All right, another one that my wife takes full advantage of almost on a daily basis is she sells stuff online. Now, usually this is our stuff. So this is stuff that we have had that we no longer use, and she's been using private Facebook groups to unload this stuff. Now, we donate a lot, but some of our nicer things that we know still are in good condition and we can get some of our money back, we just posted to different Facebook groups. Somebody comes and picks it up and it's gone, and we made a little bit of money. And the funny thing was that we just sold this China hutch thing. I don't even know what it was, but it was actually something that she received as part of a sponsorship a couple years ago. We don't need it anymore, and somebody's willing to pay us for it. I don't know if that's double dipping or not, but either way, it's a win-win for us. So that's just another way that you can make $100. Yay. Anyway, 17 is physical products. So if you've been watching a lot of YouTube channels, especially in the investment finance niche, you've heard about drop shipping. Not so much talking about that, a little bit, which I'll mention here in a second, but for physical products, one way that we were able to make money was my wife and a former business partner had a subscription box service called Happy Mommy Box. And they were shipping these out, and I can't remember exactly how many customers they had. I think it was actually 1,000 customers that were paying $30 a month to ship out these boxes filled with little goodies for moms that made them happy, hence the name Happy Mommy Box. It got to a point where it was just so much to manage and she wanted to focus on being a mom, so they shut that business down. Now, there are tons of subscription box services out there. Most likely you might even be signed up to one, or you see that your neighbor gets them. They can be very lucrative. It is a time suck, just FYI if you are thinking of doing that. But you can make money with that business model, and we did, and we made well over $100. Now, another physical product that we have, which is kind of like drop shipping, is that my wife and I have a marriage tea shop. We have a marriage podcast, if you want to check that out, Marriage More, but we sell t-shirts. Some of that is from the Happy Mommy brand that we moved over to our Marriage More brand, but occasionally I think we sell maybe 2 or 3 shirts a month. We don't promote it a lot, so we're not making a killing off that, but we have made more than $100. And talking about drop shipping is somebody places the order on our Shopify store, and then that is drop shipped from somewhere. I don't even know where because my wife set it up, but we never have to touch it. We don't have to see it. We don't have to handle anything other than depositing that check into our checking account. And we like depositing checks because that's fun. Yay. I already did yay earlier, right? Sorry. One more time. Yay. All right, number 18 is YouTube ads. That's right, ads on YouTube. I know you love them, or you probably skip ad, and that's fine. Whatever, it's okay. But with YouTube ads, so I actually even though I had YouTube back in 2011 and I was cranking out some content, even though I didn't really know what I was doing, I didn't actually turn on ads until last year. Don't ask me why, because I don't have a good answer. So I finally turned ads on. The YouTube channel has grown. It's grown over like 140,000 in the last 9 months. Thank you, by the way, if you are new here and you have subscribed. I got some big goals with this channel, so stay tuned for that. With YouTube ads, I make anywhere between $5,000 to $6,000 a month right now and hope to grow that to at least 5 figures in the next 6 months, maybe a year, maybe longer, we'll see. Have a lot of fun with it, but with YouTube ads, all you gotta do is turn on the monetization after you publish your video and you get paid, yay. Obviously you gotta have people watch it, that's one big part of it. So you gotta make sure that you're producing good content, but you probably know that. If you don't, you know now. But that is just another way that I've made $100 online. All All right, we're down to our last 3. If you are still here, 3 more and we done. We out. All right, number 19 is a niche site. Now, a niche site is usually some sort of website that is particular to one niche. And I don't do this a lot, but I had a financial advisor contact that had a website, that had a blog that he was selling because he was making a transition in his business. This website is financeforteachers.com. Now, I haven't done anything with the site after I bought it over a year ago. I had a new website design that I was going to implement. It just kind of got pushed to the side for now. So I bought the site and it makes me anywhere between $100 to $150 a month, and I don't do anything with it. Eventually I will get my team to do more with it so we can grow that, but that is one example of a niche site that you can do. I've seen niche sites in so many other niches and other different categories that you can put it out there. This one is finance information for teachers, obviously the name financeforteachers.com. So that's another way that I make $100. All right, number 20 is brand partnerships or brand sponsorships. Now this could be kind of rolled up into the sponsored posts or the sponsored social shares, but this one's a little bit different in the sense that brands will come to you if you are an influencer and you have established yourself, with a decent platform, and instead of just buying a one-off sponsored post or a one-off social share, like they'll want to buy a complete package. And I've done, I think 3 or 4 of these in the last, I don't know how many years. I don't like to do them as much anymore. They do pay very good money, but it just became a point where it just was a time suck, if I'm being honest. I didn't like it, I didn't enjoy doing it. The first one I did, I think I got paid about $5,000. Then I got paid $10,000, $25,000. And the last one I did was it was at $60,000. That was a longer term contract. Like I said, it pays good money, and all we're doing is maybe doing some videos, doing some blog posts, doing some social shares. Have made more than $100 with it. I know a lot of people that make a lot of good money with it. As I mentioned though, I just wanted to do other things, so I moved on to something else. Yay! Gosh, I gotta stop doing that. All right, last one, here we go, wrapping this up. Number 21, way I've been able to make $100 online is with my book, Soldier of Finance. Always wanted to become an author, got my book published through a New York publisher, and that was a very happy moment for me. And it wasn't really till this YouTube channel really took off that people started buying the book again. People were buying the book, I wasn't selling a ton, I just don't really talk about it all that much. And that's the cool thing though with the book, is that once it's out there, people can still buy it. You can still make money from it, and I'm still making that right now. You can actually watch another video where I talk about how much I got paid for the book. I got paid a book advance, and also share with you my most recent royalty check. You have to watch that video to find out the answer. Check it out. All right, so those are the 21 ways I've been able to make money online. I'm sure you already know that there are other ways to do it. We didn't talk about drop shipping. We didn't talk about retail arbitrage. We didn't talk about Facebook ads. We didn't talk about membership groups. I mean, there are so many other ways out there that it can happen. I just wanted to share with you the 21 ways that I've been able to make money online, because chances are one of those ways you can implement yourself and start making an extra side hustle, extra side income. And I want you to do that, because once you can figure out a way to make money on the side, this is when your wealth building journey begins. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to build your wealth, do it in a way that's fun, that is invigorating, that brings you life, and of course adds to that checking account, because we all want to see that checking account grow. All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you would like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that all other YouTubers say. Smash it, like it, share it, whatever. Anyway, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome.